This $100 bill is perfect. Every cent still here. So why is almost 90% of it already gone? And why is your savings account doing the exact same thing right now? In 1971, a careful man did the responsible thing. He took $100, real money back then, and he hid it somewhere absolutely safe. No bank fees, no risk, no way to lose it. 55 years later, his granddaughter finds the tin, and the money is perfect. Crisp, uncreased, still says 100, not a dollar missing. And yet, almost 90% of it is gone. Nothing touched it. No thief, no fire, no bad investment, no investment at all. That was the whole plan. Touch nothing, risk nothing. So where did $90 of a $100 bill go? Without the bill ever moving. Today, you find the whole. And you learn the one rule that decides whether the money you're saving right now, this year, this decade, will still be there, really there, when you finally need it. Quick chain so the class stays whole. Rule 1, money is an agreement. Rule 2, a price is that agreement, alive. Today is what happens to that agreement over time. Fair warning, this topic is where the doom merchants live. That's not this room. No panic, no bunker, no pitch. Just the leak, found and named. Still here? Good, take your seat. Back in class 1, I gave you 30 seconds on this. You've earned the full version. Remember the table? Every dollar is one vote at it. Now come look at where the votes are kept. Nobody takes your vote away. Nobody reaches into your account. Your dollar sits right there, untouched, like the bill in the tin. But every new dollar that enters the room makes every existing dollar's share of the room a little smaller. Same vote, smaller, say. That's inflation, not rising prices. That's the symptom. The disease is dilution. And here's the number they never put on a poster. Since 1971, the year the last thread to gold was cut, the year our tin closed, the dollar has lost roughly 88% of its buying power. A 1971 dollar does the work of about 12 cents today. Now, before anyone panics, this is a few percent a year, slow enough that no single year feels like theft, which is exactly why nobody calls a meeting about it. It's not a crash. It's a leak. Crashes make the news. Leaks make the difference. Which brings us to the most dangerous word in banking. Safe. And this, right here, is why saving money quietly makes you poorer. Here's the deal your savings account is actually offering. The bank pays you. On the national average, as I record this, about 1/3 of 1% a year. Not 3%, 1/3 of 1. Inflation in a normal year takes 2 or 3. This year, it's running north of 4. Run the math. A savings account is a machine that swaps your money for slightly less money every year. Politely, with a smile and FDIC insurance. And I can hear it already. But the number in my account only goes up. I've never lost $1 in savings. Correct. You'll never lose $1. You'll lose what the dollar does. The account measures dollars. Your life runs on what dollars buy. Those are two different scoreboards, and they only ever show you the first one. In 2022, that gap stopped being polite. Inflation hit 9.1%, the hottest in about 40 years, while the average savings account paid a fraction of 1%. That year, cash in a bank quietly lost close to 1/10 of its buying power in 1 year. No crash, no headline with your name in it, just the leak running fast. So safe was never free. Safe has a price tag, and the price is the melt. Hold that, because it raises the real question. If holding is losing, what does money have to do to keep its value? For that, I need to show you a sculpture. A gallery. Dark, quiet, museum lit. On the first pedestal, a sculpture carved from ice. It's beautiful. It's worth real money. And it is, right now, in front of you, very, very slowly, becoming a puddle. Nobody is attacking the sculpture. Room isn't even warm. It melts, because that's what ice does when it just sits. Now the second pedestal, a $100 bill under glass. Same deal. Nobody's attacking it. It just sits. And its buying power drips off it at a couple percent a year. Too slow to see, too steady to stop. So the question was never, how do I stop the melting? You can't. Cash melts. That's the room it lives in. The question is the one the gallery's third pedestal answers. What holds its shape in a warm room? Not another object, it turns out. Things that just sit in the same warm room. What holds its shape isn't a thing at all. It's anything alive, anything that grows back faster than the room can melt it. And for that, we leave the gallery. An orchard, late golden afternoon, and two neighbors with the same harvest. Each one holds 100 apples. The first neighbor is careful. He locks his 100 apples in the cellar, safe, untouched. The second does something that feels reckless. She gives most of hers away, to the soil. She plants them. Come back in 10 years. The cellar apples? Still there, technically. Shriveled, browned, a fraction of what they were. Sitting still didn't keep them. Sitting still is what ruined them. And the field? The field is 200 trees, dropping more apples every autumn than the cellar ever held. Value that sits, melts. Value that's planted in things that grow, earn, produce, get used, replaces itself faster than the room can take it, which is the sentence that was under the cloth all along. Money you hold melts. Money you move keeps its shape. And be precise about what move means, because every scammer in history knows this rule too, and we'll deal with them later. It doesn't mean spend it all. It doesn't mean gamble it. It means put it where it grows, a business, a skill, a share of the market's whole orchard, even paying off a debt that was eating you at 24%. Moving is planting. The cellar was never the safe option. It was just the quiet way to lose. Now watch 55 years in 40 seconds. 1971, the tin closes. $1 is $1. 1980, inflation near 15% a year. The melt at full boil. The dollar's already lost a third. The 90s, calm. 2-3%. The polite leak. 2008, printing begins. 2020, printing like never before. 2022, 9.1. And the tin's $100? Buying power? 12. The bill survived everything. Except sitting still. So the bill lost almost 90% just sitting still, which means everything you buy has been quietly moving the other way. And there's exactly one object that can prove how far. Don't take my word for it. Take the carts. Same cart, same stuff. Bread, eggs, coffee, a gallon of gas on the way home. Let's push it through time. 1913. The year the Federal Reserve is born. The year the record-keeping starts. The cart costs about $1. Your great-great-grandmother pushes it home. 1950. Post-war boom. Coke's still a nickel. Call the cart $2.50. 1971. The tin year. The gold window year. You already know. Same cart. About $5. A nickel became a penny's work in each pocket. And mostly, nobody noticed. 1980. The boil. The cart's price is doubling every 5 or 6 years at that pace. The country's so rattled that one man, a Fed chairman with a cigar and no patience, jams interest rates to nearly 20% to freeze the melt. It works. It hurts. We'll meet that room in a few classes. The 2000s. The leak resumes, politely. Today, that $1913 cart runs you 30-something. Same bread, same eggs, one question through all of it. Did bread get better? Did eggs get 30 times more delicious? No. The cart never changed. The ruler did. Prices didn't grow. The measuring stick shrank. Money you hold melts. You've now watched it melt for 113 years. Back in Class 1, I made you a promise. Where the melted value goes, who it quietly benefits? Its own class. This is that class. Because here's the thing about the puddle under the ice sculpture. Water doesn't vanish. It flows somewhere. Follow the rivulet. Who wins when $1 quietly buys less every year? Anyone who owes dollars. Because debts are written in dollars too, and the melt shrinks them just as faithfully. Borrow 100 today, pay back 100 that buys 80 tomorrow. You just paid back less than you took and called it paying in full. And now ask the impolite question. Who is the biggest borrower of dollars on planet Earth? The same institution that issues them. The United States government owes, as I record this, about $39 trillion in a currency that melts a few percent a year on a schedule its own policies help set. I'm not telling you it's a heist. Run honestly, mild inflation keeps the whole table trading. The alternative, deflation, freezes it solid. But you should know which side of the leak your cellar is on. And you should know that the people at the tap are also holding the biggest bucket. So the melted value doesn't vanish. It flows from holders to borrowers, from sellers to fields, from the patient to the planted. The leak has a direction. Now you know which way it runs, which raises next week's monster of a question. If borrowed dollars melt in the borrower's favor, where do new dollars even come from? Hold that one tight. So take Rule 3 out into the world, and everything reads differently. A price wall, gas, rent, groceries, tuition, all screaming up over the decades. Look again. Half of that scream isn't things getting expensive, it's the ruler getting shorter. Measured in melted dollars, everything soars. Measured in real stuff, a lot of it just drifts. That's why your grandfather's 35-cent gas and 4-figure salary can both be true. He wasn't living in a cheaper world. He was measuring with a longer ruler. Check the ruler every time. One warning before the homework. Because the scammers we flagged at the reveal, this is where they live. Every grifter on the internet knows Rule 3, too. Cash is trash, so buy my thing is the oldest melt pitch there is. Melt is real. That does not make every escape hatch real. The orchard was trees, boring, explainable, slow. It was never lottery tickets. Growth you can explain, or it's a seller with better marketing. So what do you do tonight without panic? 3 quiet things. 1. Keep a cellar, a real one. Months of expenses, boring and instant. Yes, the melt taxes that money. That melt is the fee you pay for certainty, and it is worth every cent. The orchard can't help you if the roof fails in March. 2. Name the leak. Know that long-term money parked in cash isn't resting, it's dripping. You don't have to fix it all tonight. You do have to stop calling it safe. 3. Plant the rest. Slowly, boringly, in things that grow back. That's it. Nobody needs to sprint. I'm not a guru, and this isn't advice. It's the missing class's homework, done out loud. Your numbers are yours, your months, your debts, your orchard. What I can give you is the reading skill. You now know what the melt is, where it goes, who it helps, and what holds its shape. Which leaves just one thing left to melt tonight, the oldest one, the one you've been carrying. Before you go, the part of this that's actually personal, somewhere along the way, most people pick up a quiet guilt about money. I should have more saved by now. You did what they told you. You worked. You put it somewhere safe. You didn't touch it. And it still somehow isn't enough. So you assume the fault was yours. So hear this as plainly as I can say it. You weren't bad at saving. You were pouring, carefully, into a bucket nobody told you was leaking. The rule they skipped wasn't discipline. You had discipline. It was this. Money you hold melts. Money you move keeps its shape. The grandfather in the tin did everything right by the rules he was given. He was just never given all the rules. Now you have 3 of them. Next class, where money actually comes from. And I'll warn you now, it's not the printing press. The real answer is stranger, closer to home, and it's been hiding in your signature this whole time. After today, you already have the rules you need to survive it. If you want the whole class, subscribe. Consider it enrolling. The syllabus is 10 rules long and we're 3 in. And tell me in the comments, honestly, what's the first price you remember as a kid? And what is it now? Gas, candy, a movie ticket, anything. Be honest. I read everything. And between us, your answers are going to build next season's best chart. And this is Wall Street Cooper. Class is in session.